Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Liverpool trip to Bournemouth Watchalong, or as some might say, your Bournemouth versus Liverpool Premier League Watchalong, and you're very welcome. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. Very much looking forward to this today. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. I was actually live on TikTok doing a test and I saw that West Ham were winning 2-1. I said West Ham would win that game in my game with Ben Foster, win, lose or draw. And their bloody blades equalised with 10 men in 13 minutes of added time. Absolutely disgraceful. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that sort of thing. I hate it when you're that close to getting the result you want and then it doesn't happen. It's bloody frustrating. But there we go. There we go. We are live here, of course. And this is a game of football that I think is very, very interesting. Context of the top of the league, of course. And I think that there's no doubt that Liverpool will be certainly respecting the game they've got tonight. And I think it's going to be a challenging one, certainly, for Liverpool. And, Bournemouth are much improved at the moment. So I think it could be a very interesting game. Please win, Liverpool, says Ultra. Well, if I ever get this set up here, I'll be able to show you what the league table looks like. So slow. What the fuck? Just shut up. What are you doing? Why won't you just... Oh, there's something about That's Football streams this year that are just very, very difficult for me to do, because they just challenge me. I don't want the bottom half of the table, and I don't want match stats for Crystal Palace. That was yesterday. Where's the top half? Where's top? Where's the top? Oh, I don't know what to say here. I don't know what to say. There it is. No, I don't want the bottom 10. I want the top 10. Oh, I tell you. Well, there's the Bournemouth team. We'll get the stats carousel running around. This happened yesterday as well. Bloody technology. Right, I'm getting angry here. Where's the top 10? There it is. Give me that. That's what I want. Come on in a good mood, and within seconds you got me in a bad mood. I'm literally talking to a computer program here, not actually a person. So that's how the league table looks. Liverpool are top, 45 points. Man City are 2 points behind them. Obviously, they have played the same amount of games, but Liverpool are going to have a game in hand today. So it's very important that they win so that they can keep that gap on Man City. If they were to draw, then Man City win their game in hand, then they would be joint top with them. So the pressure is there to a certain extent. We've got an early super chat coming in here from Mario. What are your thoughts on Leverkusen to win the Bundesliga and Kane to not win a trophy with the best German team? I don't actually have many thoughts on it because I don't respect the Bundesliga. So I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it. And I think any time you get excited that Bayern Munich might not win the Bundesliga, they still do. Let's not forget, Dortmund bottled the league on the last game of the season at home last year. So Dortmund should have won the league. And they bottled it at home on the last game of the season. So, yeah, I don't get excited about the Bundesliga because it always ends up with Bayern Munich winning the title. So, yeah, I'm sorry if that's too hard to handle for some of you, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm here to watch the Premier League. That's what I'm interested in. Not massively interested in the Bundesliga. If you are, that's fine. Tanishka says that Leverkusen are 7 points clear. Last time I checked, Tanishka, it was January, not May. So I'm not massively... I've got no interest in it, is the honest answer. You give me a question, I'll give you an honest answer. Let's have a look at the team news, which is going around the screen for you. Neto, Hill, Zabianano, Amepam, Aarons, Cook, Christie, Savernia, Kluver, Sinistera and Solanke for Bournemouth. It doesn't actually surprise me that Bournemouth are quite good because I look at that front four and okay, it's not world beaters, but Kluver, Sinistera, Solanke, Tavernier, they're all mobile, technically, flair, whatever you want to call them. They're all players that are capable of doing something. Solanke against his former club as well. So Bournemouth are a threat. There's no doubt about that. What about Liverpool? Well, Liverpool are Alisson, Bradley, no Trent. Bradley, I think, looked a little bit weak in their last game. But Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Gomez, two unorthodox fullbacks for them. Elliott, McAllister and Jones, again, quite an inexperienced, well, not inexperienced, but not their strongest midfield. And then Diaz, Jota and Nunez, which I think is quite a strong front three. But the midfield battle is there to be won. Gakpo and Gravenberch are on the bench. Still no Szoboszlai or obviously Endo. He's away as well. So this is a game that Liverpool fans would certainly be looking at and saying, hello, this is a game that is rather difficult for us in the sense that, what have I done? This is a game that's rather difficult for us because of the amount of time that that we've got players out. Ryan says Bradley was great in the last game. Wasn't that great, mate? Cost you a goal. Might want to watch it back. I mean, that was my opinion anyway. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just sat here doing a stream. Don't know why I fucking bother. I'm messing around with it. I'm trying to sort a picture out here, and I can't even figure out. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. What's this do? Hey up. On, off, on, off. Next. What? This is really annoying. Oh, piss off. This is really annoying me. I want to do that one. What's the... Yeah, I'll do that one. That's the one I want. No! I want that one. No! I want that one. No. Cool. Warm. Normal. Cool. That'll be fine. That's fine. Mark, we need your opinion on the Tony Ball movement, says CRF. So basically, let's do a poll on this one. Do you think the Tony goal should have been allowed? Should Tony goal have been allowed? Tony goal have stood, yes or no? So yes if you think it should have stood, no if you think it shouldn't. And that was from CRF Qatar. I was going to ask this question anyway. Look, I've got him in my FPL team. I need the points, and that's basically where I'm at with this. Why have I got women's football on my telly? And that's not in a sexist way. I mean, this is misadvertisement from Sky. They're meant to have the match on, and they've got Man City against Liverpool on. Sky Sports main event. That was not advertised. Don't call me Barton Bridge. There's context. We've missed the first 2 minutes here. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Okay, let me get my timer ready now. I'll tell you what, that was it's a good job I was looking at the clock. Okay. What we got? 2 minutes and 5 seconds here. Oh, you can call me a sexist if you want. I've actually been watching that for the last 45 minutes. So there's your sexist. There we go. Right, we're up and running anyway. Look, I think this game's going to be massively interesting. Arsenal made light work of Crystal Palace yesterday. We saw that game. But I think Liverpool today, they're going to impress me if they win here well. Because I think Bournemouth are, I wouldn't say they're favourites, but they're very dangerous. That Liverpool team is missing a lot of players. Trent, Robertson's been out for ages. Szoboszlai, Salah. And, you know, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game here. I know you're a United fan, but do you want Liverpool to win to keep the title race exciting, says Harry. Oh, that's a great point, Harry. And it's one I'll answer honestly. Yes, I want Liverpool to win today. I wanted Arsenal to win yesterday. I wanted Aston Villa to beat Everton last week. I think it's important as many clubs as possible push City. I don't want Liverpool to win the league, obviously. I don't really want Arsenal to win the league, but I'd like Villa or Spurs to win it. But it's probably not going to happen. But we do need as many teams as possible to keep winning if we don't want City to win the league. Ian says Bournemouth are not even in the top half. When are they ever in the top half, mate? When are they ever in the top half? But I think it's... you know, Liverpool will probably roll up here and win 3 or 4-0. You know, I'm thinking it's going to be a challenging game. I said a Liverpool win in win, lose or draw. Ben Foster said a draw. So, you know, I think we're both dismissing a Bournemouth win, but they're more than capable of getting something here today. Very windy. I don't know whether it's going to be windy in Bournemouth. It's very windy in the UK. Are you going to be the YouTube manager All-Stars, says Harold. I don't know. Lovely ball in. Liverpool on the attack. And Bournemouth clear it. It's called Storm Isha, apparently. Jay says a real United fan would never want a Liverpool win. Oh, here we go. Mate, I won't. I don't even know why I read it. Don't tell me how to support football. I'll be the judge of that. Thank you. If I wanted tips from you, you'd have had an email, and I certainly don't. Tristan says it's because he's not a real United fan. There's no such thing as a real United fan, mate. I know you think Brexit means Brexit, but it really doesn't. People can support football however they want to support football. I want a Liverpool win because I want the title race to carry on. I want a Liverpool win because I want to beat Ben Foster on win, lose or draw. Simple as that. I've got Diaz to score in my Goldbridge competition with Will as well, which is quite a forfeit if I lose that tournament. So yeah, on personal reasons, I wouldn't mind Liverpool winning. Of course, I'd love Liverpool to lose as a Manchester United fan. That would make for a very nice match reaction where I can say Bournemouth destroyed by Liverpool and probably get a few, few views, etc. But I'm not bothered. I just enjoy watching football. You know, the story can write itself. I don't have the pen. I don't write the story. I just respond to it. Mark, I'm fuming. West Ham have been robbed. Shouldn't have been a penalty. Then we shouldn't have got a penalty. This cost us European positions and eventually our top players leaving, says Oscar. Mate, I'm gutted. I'm gutted about that as well. West Ham not winning. 13 minutes of added time. Yeah. Can we moan about VAR? I didn't watch the game, though. I didn't watch the game. Is there any moaning about VAR we can do? Can we blame it on Howard Webb or anything like that? Because if we can, I don't care who you are. You can be Liverpool, West Ham, even Luton. I'm on. You've got me. As long as I can moan about bad VAR, I'm on your side. A big kick out by Alisson, and that goes all the way back to the keeper. Ronnie or Judd, says James. Ronnie. Nana will be in goal for the Newport game, says Charlie. Why are you gutted about West Ham when they're above us, Mark? Mate, I don't look at United like that. If we're going to go above West Ham, we'll do it because we deserve it. I'm not looking at other people dropping points at the moment. We're shite. Man United have got to start playing well for me to start thinking we're going to climb the table. I'm not going to sit there watching. I mean, if you're a Man United fan that sits at the table and goes, oh, I really hope that West Ham drop points so we can finish above them, then I think you're deluded. When we start playing well, I'll start looking up the table. But at the moment, I'm actually looking at Bournemouth and thinking, do I want Bournemouth to win? Because Bournemouth are actually only 6 points behind Man United. And they've got a game in hand on us. So I'm actually looking at Bournemouth. I'm actually looking at Brighton tomorrow night and Wolves. I could do with the Brighton Wolves draw tomorrow. As a United fan, heart wants Liverpool loss, head wants a win, says Assen. And start, bench, sell, bangers and mash, lasagna or a pie. Definitely starting a lasagna, Daniel. I will bench a pie and I will sell bangers and mash. I don't think there's anything bangers and mash could do to get on the bench. I mean, onion gravy would be a welcome addition, but I still don't think you can beat a pie, if I'm being honest. Solanke versus Van Dijk's going to be fire, says Cruiser. I genuinely think that Bournemouth could get something here. I think it's a really difficult game. I tell you what, Pep Guardiola, Man City, they'll be licking their lips about this. They'll be looking at this thinking, you know what, this is an opportunity for Liverpool to drop points. I watched the game. Brewster was a straight red. McBurney foul was very soft. Felt like VAR won again in that game, says Matt Ross. And Gary says, as a Liverpool fan, I'll say Man United's of the field people they bought, which has been good, and I think will have a much greater impact than any signings they make on the pitch, says Gary. Yeah, United got a new CEO, going to be a new director of football. But I said it on the United stand today. Very interesting to get some of your observations on this as general football fans. But if you've got any knowledge on financial fair play and the state of football clubs, you look at this January transfer window. Nobody's really doing any business. Nobody. And I think they're not doing business because they're worried. They're worried about financial fair play. They're worried about what's happened to Everton. So I think a lot of clubs aren't really doing a lot of business in January compared to normal. And I think a lot of that's got down to do with financial fair play. The scary thing is, Man City are the best equipped football club for financial fair play. Their revenue is massive. They're obviously very, very rich. And their success brings in even more revenue. So Man City could dominate football for the next 10 years because they're going to be able to spend more than everybody else. So there's a lovely ball over the top to Solanke there. It's a crap pass. I mean, that's just bad IQ there from Tavernier. He could have... Look at this. When he gets it, look at where Solanke is. Yeah, that's horrific. That he should have been one-on-one there, Solanke. Terrible bit of play. Terrible bit of play. It's all fake revenue at City, though, says Boy. Well, if they don't get done, they don't get done. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. And if you want to support the channel and get a badge next to your name, join the members club. The link's in the live chat, or you can click the join button. Nice to see Chris in there with a badge. I want to take, I want to go on tour in the summer. So Linda Searles, thank you very much. Come on, Bournemouth. Lee Berman's a member as well. Come on, Bournemouth. Eddie Burnett's a member as well. Nice to see those badges in there. Shout out to the members. But would you take Elise at United, Mark, says Fraser? I'll be honest, I don't know enough about Elise to say whether I'd take him at Man United. I think for Manchester United, it's so important now that they add in a... the ability to recruit players that stay fit a lot and have the right mentality. And I don't know that about Elise, because all I see of Elise are clips on, highlights of matches where he scores a goal or creates a chance. I don't know what he's like as a personality, and I don't really know what his injury makeup is. So, look, if he's got the right mentality, definitely. But they've got to start looking at that. Squirrel, David Hogan, members, nice to see you. Love that. Badges in the chat. In fact, if we get 2,000 likes on the video, I'm going to gift some memberships today. I should be able to do it. I know I can do it on the United stand. I just wonder if it's linked into my account. Lee Berman says, rest in peace to all the garden furniture which is going to be impacted by this storm. Shouldn't be out, Lee. What you got your bloody garden furniture out for in fucking January? Are you mad? Are you a madden? What are you doing, lad? Your bloody garden furniture should be in shed. Shouldn't even be out in garden. What reason have you had to be in garden for the last 2 months, you crazy prat? City would never have got the championship if they followed the rules, says Sean. I'm worried about the roof, says Mick. I used to work in I used to work as a claims controller very briefly. When I used to work at an insurance company that dealt with household claims, and I hated roofs, and I used to hate it when you got weather like this, because you knew Monday morning it was going to be busy with people ringing up about, I've lost some roof tiles. I used to wear Puma Kings at school, David. Yeah. In fact, I've said to my old comprehensive, when you do a statue, make sure I'm wearing Puma Kings. The most common claim was paint on the carpet, which I presume was just people wanting a new carpet. I don't realise that insurance companies get you back on the repayments anyway. Nice ball out to Nunez. He's playing off the left-hand side today. Been very creative for Liverpool this season, if not clinical. But first 15 minutes have not changed my mind. This is going to be a battle for Liverpool, and I think they're going to need to score first. They're going to need to score first here. Get the cricket off. What are we doing here? Yeah, I had a pair of New Balance as well, Stu. They had the big tongs on. Why are you doing a watch-along for this dead game, says Giz. Oh, lovely ball, but I didn't realise Nunez had someone with him. The Bournemouth player was hiding behind him, and it was a good job. Otherwise, he would have been one-on-one. Harvey Elliott, edge of the box. Joe Gomez, little dink to Jota. That's going to go for a goal kick. TSB says, would you like to see a season without VAR to prove its ruin in the game? I would love to have that. I would absolutely love to have that. Bargoff says he's not happy with Klopp's tactics here. Hi, Mark. Would you like Ivan Toney at Man United, says Gary? No. No. I don't think Toney's right for Manchester United. He's going to be expensive. We've got Rasmus. He's going to be 28, I think, in a couple of months. You've got to question the mentality of Toney, not in a bad way. Just obviously he's had the betting thing. There's elements of risk to Toney, and I know that sounds horrible. And I'm in no way am I being horrible. I think he's a fantastic player, but I think for what Man United need, I think Ivan Toney's not the right sort of player. I think for someone like Arsenal, it'd be worth a look. But for Man United, we've got to build longer, and we've got to build, the right sort of squad. So for me, I wouldn't take Ivan Toney at United. The price is too prohibitive, mainly. Do I think Binder will start against Newport? Probably not. Onana won't want him to. I will do anything for love. I don't know why I pronounce Ivan like that, because his name's Ivan. he ain't from Russia. I just like to be a bit different. McAllister with a shot from distance, and that goes wide. Are you going to do a deadline day watch-along, says Crispin? I think it might be a bit of a dead watch-along, to be honest. I was thinking about this yesterday. In the past, we've done from 5 o'clock at night till the close of play, but I just think we may well do it, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be a great one. When's Cooking with Goldbridge coming back, says Kenneth? Well, it will be back, but I'm not going to give you a date at the moment because it's not imminent. You got Driving with Goldbridge. Stop being greedy. Anyway, thanks for the super chat there, Gary. Appreciate that. It's really windy outside. I can hear it now. I don't know whether it's windy in Bournemouth, but Bradley's done well there. And goes out for a throw into Liverpool. Had a lovely, lovely dinner today, before anyone asks. Roast pork with lovely roast potatoes, red cabbage, and what else did I have with it? Red cabbage, broccoli. It wasn't actually broccoli. It was sort of light broccoli, but it was thinner. Carrots. It was lovely. Really, really nice. And then banoffee pie for pudding. Jan says, when's it not windy in Bournemouth? I don't know. I've never been to Bournemouth. I was watching The Revenant last night. Oh, what a film. That bear. Oh, I tell you what. It's a shit, that bear. It doesn't even kill him quick. Well, it doesn't kill him. But I am doing a Super Bowl watch-along. I really hope the Bills beat the Chiefs. I can't stand the Chiefs. Chiefs are Man City to me. I can't stand them. Mahomes is De Bruyne. I know they're going to win it again. I hate the Chiefs. I don't hate them. I just don't like the Chiefs. I'd love it. If they go out, it's going to be really exciting. 49ers could do it. Free kick to Liverpool here. Do you think Solanke's going to leave Bournemouth, says Akoff. A coffee mug, sorry. No. Well, he's not going to leave in January. He may well leave in the summer. When are you planning a trip to India, says Nandu? Never. No, I'm only joking. I would like to go there, but I'm not planning one at the moment. But I would like to go, yeah. Nick Cooper says, I'm a Man United fan, but I think Man City winning 4 titles in a row would be amazing. Can I just correct you? You're not a Man United fan. No Man United fan would think it would be amazing for Man City to win 4 titles in a row. You're talking out of your arse. Thoughts on Chopper noting to come in, says Mario. I think it's the most likely deal that Man United will do. Anyway, free kick here. McAllister dinks it to the back post. No one's going to get on the end of that. 22 minutes gone. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 94,000 subscribers, and we're only 50 away. I'm sure we can hit that very, very quickly. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're 50 away from 94,000 on the road to 1.1 million. That's football. What a community. Somebody in the chat just said, Zippy, I'd watch. And I'm now trying to find Zippy's comment because it could be anything. I can't see it, Zippy. Well, Liverpool are starting to get a bit of a platform in this game. I'm sure it's a nervy one for Liverpool fans today. But here's Darwin Núñez, loses the ball. Start, bench, sell, Solanke, Tony, Calvert-Lewin. I see what you've done there, Jay. You've... Jason says, Zippy said, Cook Holding with Goldbridge. That's disgusting. I'm not... I wouldn't be the one watching. I'll be involved. And I wouldn't do that either. Hold on a minute. Let me just watch this back. Why is my controller not working? I don't know what. It doesn't matter. I thought the referee had been grabbed. Start, bench, sell. Solanke, Tony, Calvert-Lewin. I'll start Tony. It's close between Solanke and Calvert-Lewin, you know. I think recency bias would give it to Solanke, but if you know anything about Solanke, there's not a lot to his game other than scoring goals. Darwin Núñez shoots. Not a bad idea to shoot from distance in this sort of weather. I'm going to do an either or on that. I think I know what the answer will be. Should Tony's goal have stood? 66% say yes. Let's do an either or on this. Are you going to go Calvert-Lewin or Solanke? Did you see the conspiracy that the Super Bowl is rigged, says Move Maniac. Tell me more, tell me more. I don't know. No, I haven't. I personally think I would start Tony, bench Calvert-Lewin, and sell Solanke. Yeah. Calvert-Lewin's got a better all-round game. If you look at the stats on Solanke, very, very good goal finisher, but there's nothing else to his game. He's not a link-up player. He's not a hold-up player. He's just a pure goal scorer, which is absolutely fine. But I think I'd take Calvert-Lewin. Solanke's got 80% of the vote. I knew that would happen. Recency bias. Good cross by Bradley. Oh, how's that not gone in? Goes out for a goal kick. It's a good cross by Bradley. Good cross, Bradley. Mark, with the current situation at United selling off all the high-paid players and bringing in low-wage players, the Glazers will be able to take even more money, says Fernando. Well, let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that. Oh, no, it's giving a corner. And I've got Van Dijk to score, haven't I, in Goldbridge. I forgot about that. He's my defender. LFC Rookie says that poll is the height of recency bias. Yeah, I'm going to close it. Solanke won by a landslide there. Ashley says, come on, Liverpool, we should be beating this shit. Are you going to do a watch-along tomorrow, says Abs? I don't think I am. I can tell you my week ahead. Definitely doing the Carabao Cup games between... Well, actually, let me tell you, because... let me just tell you what we've got planned for you this week. So tomorrow, Tuesday night, we've got Chelsea against Middlesbrough. Interesting game. I think Chelsea will find their way through, even though they're 1-0 down. Diaz with the cross, overhit. Wednesday, Fulham against Liverpool. So we'll do both Carabao Cup semi-finals. We'll do those. Friday night, we're going to be doing Spurs against Man City in the FA Cup at 8 o'clock. Saturday is the FA Cup, isn't it? Probably not. I don't really see a game that takes my fancy on Saturday. Maybe Fulham, Newcastle at 7, but we'll see about that. Obviously, I'm going to do Newport County against Manchester United a week today as well. So I've got a few watch-alongs for you this week. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. Just Keevan says, Mark, I've missed you. It's been a bit of a, you know what? It's been a bit of a, I was saying this to somebody the other day. They didn't even like football. Just some old granny in the queue at Costa. Just making conversation. We were way down. You ever been into Costa or Starbucks when the queue's massive? And you've looked at your phone. You don't really know what to do. So I'd put my phone away. And she was sort of staring at me vacantly. She was all right. She wasn't ill. And I said, I tell you what, this January with football-wise, it's just been really quiet. And she just nodded. So I carried on. I said, yeah, normally after Christmas, you can't move for football. And it's been a very quiet January for football this year. I think it's because of the World Cup last year, didn't we? We had we had so many games to catch up on. January last year was really busy, but January this year has been really. It just felt like really slumpy after Christmas, isn't it? It's been sleepy. It's been a sleepy January, I think. So yeah. Jay says, what's your favourite holiday movie? Planes, Trains and Automobiles for me. I nearly watched that, Jay, but can we just say that's over? You know. Attack the day. Attack the year. There's no Christmas films now. Phoenix says Goldbridge is dropping game on the grannies. Thank you very much, Phoenix, for being a member. Liverpool starting to run the game, says Graham. I feel like they've been running the game for the last 10 minutes or so, to be fair. Let's have a quick look at the stats. Yeah, 56% possession. Bournemouth haven't had a shot on goal yet. So I think the first goal was very important. Very, very important. And look, Liverpool have had a very good season. There's no doubt about that. Lovely ball into Diaz. Puts a cross in. It's well over hit. What is Nunez doing? He should have controlled that. Well over hit. But, yeah, if you think about Liverpool this season, top of the league, doing very, very well, of course. But Luton, away, drew. That was 2 points dropped. Man United at home, drew. That was 2 points dropped. Arsenal at home, drew. That was 2 points dropped. And I think Liverpool will look at it and go, we're very happy with being top of the league, but they could have had at least another 3 or 4 points without mentioning Spurs. I mean, we don't do that. Mark, what's the best FIFA you have played, says LFC Gamer? I think you lot would have to answer that. Probably, I'd say probably FIFA 20. That was the COVID one, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't remember them, though. A lot of people are saying FIFA 17. I don't remember them that well. I move on. Yeah, I treat my FIFAs like I treated my women when I was younger. You know, I don't remember the great ones. I'm just thinking about the next one. I'm joking. Bloody hell. You can't have a joke these days. 2024 is going more woke. You can't have a joke with the woke. Jamar says, I think Diaz has been off this season, Mark. Doesn't feel like he'll fully recover from injury. Liverpool have been robbed at Luton, Spurs, Arsenal and United. They should have had at least nine more points. I wouldn't go that far, Sebastian. Facing Dexter says, which episode is it that Look at the White Bits is on? I think that was before COVID, to be fair. I think that was like maybe FIFA 19 or 18. Yeah. I still watch. They're on this channel. I still watch some of the old FIFA career because they're not the full streams. They're the highlights, aren't they? So I still watch some of them. Mark, you are forced one life-changing feature. Which one? Zlatan's nose, Suarez's teeth, or Bale's original ears? Andy. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be like vain or shallow, but I wouldn't really want any of those. I've had a bit of work done on my teeth and I'm happy with them now, so I wouldn't want to go, get relegated and go to Suarez. Zlatan's nose suits Zlatan. I suppose ears, but then you'd have to grow your hair long. Bournemouth player down here. Ref's played on. Liverpool have played on as well. He's got up though. He's up. Okay. See, that's what you should do. You should play on. Shouldn't kick the ball out just because a player goes down. Here's Diaz. Out wide. Bradley. Harvey Elliott. Whips a cross in. It's an interesting one. Liverpool having to work hard here, and Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth just need to offer a little bit more for a home game. They've not done anything, have they? They've not really given anything the crowd. Very small crowd here as well, which some people think isn't intimidating, but it is. Only 11,000 in there. Here's Diaz. He's going to shoot with the wind and straight at the keeper. Bit of a dead game, says Ali. Lucas says, you missed my first ever super chat. I didn't, Lucas. I don't miss any super chats now. That was very 2023. I found something in YouTube that I should have found ages ago where it just lists the super chats and the members. So I never miss them. I have the normal live chat, and then I have another list of super chats and everything else. So I never miss them. I just don't read them instantly all the time. Lucas says, I think that McAllister's been fantastic. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I did a tweet about it yesterday, saying exactly that. There's another Liverpool player down here. He's going to have to kick it out, Van Dijk. Yeah, I think McAllister's been a very good signing. I really do. Mark, what are your thoughts on the robbery on West Ham, says Constantine. Talk to me, Constantine. I don't really know what happened. I've not seen it. I just saw the result. Here's a question for you. We like to be interactive here. People are saying it should be a red. Oh, let me have a look. 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 Klopp's not happy. That's a red. Everyone's saying it's a red. Now we're waiting for Goldbridge to see it. Because I was too busy writing something down for a question. Jones got sent off for that. I haven't seen a replay yet. I haven't seen it. Are they going to show us it, or are they just going to protect the referee here? I mean, normally... Here we go. 100% red. 100% red. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that's not a red. But, you know, you've got to say, I said this yesterday about the foul on Henderson. What we're living in now, and people should be fuming about it, is what we're living now is the PGMOL are changing the rules halfway through a season. You know, if this was if the Premier League was a boxing match and halfway through the referee said, I'm actually going to let you punch people low down in the stomach now. That's now allowed. This is what they're doing. We all know that foul on Henderson yesterday would have been given before Christmas, but because of the Trafford one, it's not a foul anymore. And we all know that would have been a red card, and Gusto last week would have been a red card before Christmas, but they've changed it. It's disgusting to change the rule in the same, because the integrity disappears. Across a 38-game season, they should have consistency of decisions, and they don't. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't get that one at all. I really don't. I don't know what. Well, I do get it. The only way I justify it is they're changing the rules. They're changing the rules as it goes along. Manpreet says that sounds like it would make it more interesting in the boxing. Should we do a poll on that? Whether it was a red, actually. It's the only way. Should it have been a red? Yes or no? Bradley with the shot. Blocked. Mark, playing in a six-a-side today match. We are currently third on goal difference. Any top tactics from Goldbridge ball? Our keeper's also very hungover, says Stevens. Six-a-side. Pass and move. Pass and move. Control the dictate the game. Don't force it. Just make the ball do the work. Constantine said in the West Ham game, the ref had an absolute blunder, giving Sheffield United a soft penalty in the 98th minute when 90+6 had already finished. Moyes up in arms. West Ham loses 2 points from terrible officiating, says Constantine. I'm going to have to see if I can have a look at that. The highlights will be up, won't they? Live Bridge. It's not even a yellow, says Zeus Reed. Red. Well, I think it was a red. That's my opinion, but doesn't make me right. See if I can have a look at this. Sheffield United penalty. I think it makes for good viewing. Keep an eye on that. Above ankle, studs up, almost snapped his leg, says Truckle. Bournemouth coming into this a little bit now with 40 minutes gone. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We were about 50 subscribers away from 94,000 on the road to 1.1 million. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. Daily content. Lots of watch-alongs coming up this week as well as football starts to come back. It's been a bit of a slow start to January. I think we can all accept that. But it is starting to kick off again with almost not... Well, there's a match every night this week. Carabao Cup semi-finals Tuesday, Wednesday. FA Cup starts Thursday. And then after that, midweek next week, you've got Premier League and Premier League. So Premier League starting to come back as well, which is well overdue. Although we are watching a Premier League game here. Well, Gomez has gone in late here, and Aarons is down. Let's have a look at this one. Max Aarons. Oh, yeah, there's no red card for that. It's just a little bit late. The league's a joke, says LFC Rookie. Rath says, I get that we want consistency, but how can Liverpool fans argue that the Curtis Jones challenge wasn't a red, but the Kluivert challenge was? I think Liverpool fans need to have a consistent opinion, says... Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I mean, there will be Liverpool... I didn't think that Curtis Jones should have got a red at the time. But, you know, a flip side to that argument is I don't think the Curtis Jones one was a red at the time. I thought it was... You know, I think people can get hurt from a legitimate attempt to win the ball. And it shouldn't always be a red card. And, therefore, maybe Kluivert isn't a red. But you can't change the rules in season, is my point. Like... If you're going to give a red to Curtis Jones, you've got to give one to Gusto last week and you've got to give one to Kluivert this week. That's the point. And, you know, Zeus says it's not even a yellow. Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Whether you want to be right or not, it's not Premier League officiating according to Zeus. It's Premier League officiating according to the last 6 months, of which we have ample evidence that that type of tackle is a red card. But the consistency frustrates the shit out of me, and I don't even look at it from a Liverpool point of view or a Man City point of view or an Arsenal point of view. It's just I look at the officiating and go, well, I know that's the red card. I know that's been given as a penalty before. I know that's inconsistent. That's the thing that annoys me. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. Do you think there are too many clubs with the Thistle in their name, says Tom. Oh, Bournemouth nearly score. Cross goes right across the 6-yard box, along the ground. You expect somebody to get something on it. It goes right across the face of the Liverpool goal, and it's out for a throw-in. Pat Butcher says, Liverpool spent hundreds of millions of pounds, and without Salah, they're rubbish. Klopp's a joke. Thoughts on Gabriel Saliba as centre-back, says Cairo. They're having a very, very good season, mate. Very good season. 2B says Curtis Jones would have been off. And Devon, interesting question from Devon. He says, not Devon, the place near Cornwall, Devon, the person. Who is the best player in the world at the moment? I think it's Jude Bellingham. Well, I wouldn't argue with you, mate. I mean, best player in the world can be well won by McAllister here. Jota's got options. Into Diaz, goes for a corner. Best player in the world at the moment, I think Jude Bellingham is a good shout. Who is the best player in the world? I'd say it's Mbappe. But, you know, on form. Relaxify, thank you very much for your super chat. Stu says, evening, Mark. Hope your Sunday has been good. Yeah, very good, thanks. Hope yours has been as well. Constantine, after this game, I'm going to watch all the highlights of the West Ham game, and I'll be able to give you my strong opinion on that. Let me get rid of this idiot in the chat. There's always one. Corner for Liverpool. Oh, Kanate over the bar. By quite a long way, actually. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. Start, bench or sell, says LFC Gamer and Vlogs. Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Amiga. I'll sell a Super Nintendo, I'll bench a Mega Drive, and I'll start the Amiga. And that's just on personal preference. Amiga for me had Cannon Fodder, Championship Manager, Sensible World of Soccer. 3 of the best games I've ever played. Mic drop. Mega Drive had some good games. Desert Strike was a good game. I was thinking about that last night. But I never had a Super Nintendo. I never liked Mario. I preferred Sonic. Go and clean my toilet out of shit, you plumber. Yeah, Sensible World of Soccer is probably the most excited I've ever been about a computer game. I've been more excited than that. God, yeah. Some of the things I've seen, especially after a night out on the old... oh, yeah. But those days are gone. Happily married now. But yeah, no, I was very excited about Sensible World of Soccer. It was revolutionary of its time because it was the first computer game, half-time, it was the first computer game to bring in a proper... You know, like FIFA, you can play career mode. Sensible World of Soccer, I think it came out in 95, was the first computer game that had an in-depth career mode where you could sign players and stuff. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I played it a couple of years ago. I found you can play it on a website or something, but yeah. It was an amazing game. Road Rash on Mega Drive was great as well. Anyway, we digress slightly because it's 0-0 here at half-time. 76% of you say it should have been a red card for Bournemouth. So that's a landslide victory. I think if it's 60 or lower, you can say it's divisive. 76% of you say it's a red card. I agree. I think it's, I'm very good, if you listen to the podcast Goldbridge Saves Football, out every Tuesday and Friday. I'm very good at just pragmatically talking about football and taking away, the rivalry. I've had a real issue with VAR and the PGMOL this season. And in having that issue, I have almost an encyclopedic memory of decisions and injustices and inconsistencies. And on that red card, the same as Gusto for Fulham last week, Fulham were robbed last week, and Liverpool have been robbed this week. And maybe next week, Bournemouth will be robbed. But that's a red card because we've seen them. We've seen them given. We've seen Curtis Jones get one. We've seen Basuma get one. That Kluivert one is the same, and yet we don't get the same outcome. So it's definitely a red card. Consistency is blasphemy to PGMOL, says Tom Grant. What I will say is, at the start of the season, do I think Basuma's one against Forest was a red card? No. Do I think Curtis Jones' one against Spurs was a red card? No. Do I think Gusto's one at Stamford Bridge at the start of the season? No. I think you can go to try and win the ball and injure somebody. I think you can go to try and injure somebody. And it's that difference. If I was a VAR referee and I saw somebody trying to win the ball legitimately and their foot goes over the ball and stamps them on their ankle, I'm not going to give a red card, because that's just circumstance. It's, it's a high intensity, quick game. And I think that Kluivert challenge is like that. Didn't look like it was intense, but it's very similar to what's had red cards for. And that's what I think that's what we're all crying out for. Can we have some inconsistency, please? Oh no, we've got that. Can we have some consistency, please? No, you're not. You're not having any consistency. You're having inconsistency. And that's what we're getting, really. But in relation to the game itself, 60% possession for Liverpool, 40% for Bournemouth. Liverpool are struggling to get that goal. And Man City, as I said, they'll be rubbing their hands and licking their lips here, because this could be a scenario where if Bournemouth manage to get at least a point out of Liverpool, then all Man City have got to do is win their game in hand and they're joint top. So Liverpool have got to try and break Bournemouth down. And I haven't really seen enough from Liverpool yet to do that. Would you rather have Angry Ginge or Harry Maguire as your centre-back, says Cairo? Well, look, Harry Maguire's better than Angry Ginge. Let's not, we can have a joke answer or we can have a real answer, but of course Harry Maguire's better. Darren says, I want to see one-handed overarm throw-ins. How much fun would that be? What, like that? Launch. 58 Go says, yellow in my opinion, not a red. But is that your opinion on what you think referees should be giving? Or is that your opinion having known that Curtis Jones got a red card for that type of tackle? Because I don't disagree with people saying yellow in my opinion, but I'm not doing it in my opinion. I'm doing it in relation to what we've seen for the previous 6 months. I'm doing it in relation to what we've been taught is a red card. So I don't know what you mean. Like, do you think it's a yellow knowing what you know about what's been given as a red this season? Or are you saying you think it's a yellow in the rule of what you think's a yellow? Because I don't disagree with you. I think it probably is a yellow in the way we want to interpret tackles. But in the way that they interpreted tackles at the start of the season, that's a red. So, I don't disagree with you, but you can't tell me that Basuma and Curtis Jones are massively different to what Kluivert's done there. So, Stephen says, what about start, bench, sell Federer, Nadal and Djokovic? I would start Federer, I would bench Nadal, and I would sell Djokovic. But Djokovic is obviously the best. But just who I like the best, Federer, then Nadal, then Djokovic. Is Solanke staying at Bournemouth over the summer, says William? I don't know. Right, here's the Kluivert challenge. I mean, it's very quick. You know what? I think it's a red. Because the way he tackles, he's stamping down. His foot's up. It's a red. He's not going to kick the ball. He's going to stamp on the ball. So it's a red. Yeah. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt in relation to the speed in which it happens. But that would be the one example of where you need to slow it down. That's where you do need to slow it down, because look at his intent with the foot. Look at what he does with his foot. He's lifting it up and he's using his studs to stamp on the ball. Yeah, that's a red. That is a red. It is not debatable. I agree with Shirley. It's not debatable. He's stamping down on the ball like that. It's definitely a red. Definitely a red. I'm not changing my mind on that one. The speed of it, people will say, well, in real time, it looks worse slowed down. But I think you have to slow that down because you have to see what the intent of the player is. And the intent of the player is to stamp down on the ball. So, red for me. I'd love to know why people think it's not a red, but there we go. Hi, Mark. I'm going to name my child after you, says Dylan. Thank you. And, Goldbridge. And Josh says, how is the Clivert one a red? Because as he runs towards the ball, he's stamping his foot down on the ball like that. And that is reckless. That's not how you tackle. If you're tackling like that, you need to stop doing it. You don't tackle by going in with your studs like that, stamping down on a ball. That's a reckless tackle by definition. If you go down to put your foot on the... I mean, I've got a football here. I've got one. Here's one I made earlier, right? So, when you're tackling, if that's your foot, and you go down on it like that with your studs, that's reckless. It's very dangerous to go down on a ball with studs. When you're going to tackle, you should be coming in from the side with the top of your foot or the bottom or kicking it away. At best, toe poke, but not like that. You can't go in for a tackle like that on top of the ball with your studs showing. That's reckless by definition, I'm afraid. If you get away, look, not everybody who does that should get a red card because you might get away with it. You might not catch the player, but if you catch the player, you can't go down on the ball like that. Corrupt says, unpopular opinion, Chelsea aren't that bad. I think if they had a striker, they'd be better. Goss says, listen to Boyzone for 2 weeks non-stop or Bieber. Oh, God, that's close. That is close. I'll probably go Boyzone because we do tend to have Magic Radio on in the morning, and that is Keating, so it's a little bit like that. Jack D says, hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Can you see us winning the FA Cup? Us, United, I presume, unless you mean somebody else. You never know with the FA Cup. I'm hoping we're going to have a good run in the FA. I mean, look, we've got a Bieber. We've got a Bieber. We've got to buy into the next round. With all due respect, Newport County are going to get their arses handed on a plate this time next week. So if we can avoid a difficult draw after Newport, then you're into the quarterfinals. So, what you need to happen is Arsenal have been knocked out by Liverpool. Spurs or Man City are going to get knocked out. Another easy draw for United. Maybe Liverpool get Man City, etc. That's what you need to happen. Yes, United, says Jack D. And what do you think of... I don't know who that is, Thomas. I don't know who that is. Sorry. Love your content so much, Mark. You just speak the truth, says 40. Well, look, I've got the United stand where that's my passion, that's my club, and I do put on red-tinted glasses on that channel. But on this channel, I'm just watching football for enjoyment, and I learned a long time ago there's not really that much point in making that's football, a wish version of United stand. I otherwise I wouldn't really watch these types of games. So, but my big issue this season is going to remain very consistent. My big issue this season is the inconsistency of the officiating in what I am very proud to say is the best league in the world. But, I haven't seen the West Ham stuff yet. Shane says, I've got a bulge disc in my neck and I'm hoping Bournemouth win to cheer me up. Rest up, mates. Rest up, mate. Harry says, Jamie Redknapp says it wasn't a red. He's clueless. Yeah, but his dad's a Bournemouth legend, isn't he? I think his dad lives in Bournemouth and he probably goes down there a lot. I mean, this is what I mean, mates rates. Old Lineker fucking has Edward around for a barbecue. It's not, you don't get. I pity you lot, actually, because you have to listen to it. Mark, our community really helped me when I moved to the US in 2018. Thank you very much helping my mental health. You guys really helped me. Shout out, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Jonathan Yara, thank you very much for your chat. Talking of, actually, I don't know why this came into my head. I think it's because I said I pity you lot, and I thought I pity the fool. Mr. T, the A-Team. I ain't getting on no plane. Has anybody watched this program on Netflix called Fool Me Once? It's a drama. It's called Fool Me Once, funnily enough, and I've finished it now. But I'm not going to give you any spoilers. But basically, one of the characters in it is a helicopter pilot. So helicopters are in it quite regularly, and I ain't getting on no helicopter. I ain't getting on. You know, I'm going to be honest here. I'm the Mr. T of helicopters. I ain't getting on no helicopter. No. Not doing it. I'll get on a plane, but I ain't getting on a helicopter. Helicopters terrify me. I just don't like them. I don't like them. I ain't getting on no helicopter. They'll have to give me a glass of milk like Mr. T. I ain't getting on no plane. Give me that glass of milk. I'm on a plane. What am I doing on a plane? Because we dropped something in your milk. Next week, I ain't getting on no plane. Oh, more milk. What I want to do on a plane. But I ain't getting on no helicopter. No, just not doing it. I'd be absolutely terrified. I'm not a great flyer, to be honest. I'm one of those people, when I'm on a plane, I hear everything. When we were flying back from Mallorca last year, we were sat on the middle of the plane, and I never sit in the middle of the plane. And the whole journey, I could hear movement, and I thought the wing was gradually coming off. And I spoke to the air stewardess at the end, and she said, yeah, if you sit in the middle, you hear loads of creaking because you are right near the wings. I was like, I should have asked you that at the start, shouldn't I? And she went, yeah. But every noise I hear when I'm on a plane, it just shits me up. But I'm not a bad flyer in planes. But a helicopter, no, I just don't like them. I'm not up for that. No. The West Ham result earlier has me fully convinced the Premier League is rigged, says Constantine. And the FA Cup is known to keep managers' job wild card trophy, says JJ. Newport got a draw with Tottenham pre-COVID and beat Wrexham yesterday. I'm from Newport and I think the best result would have been a replay away, says Reese. And, well, I'm looking forward to it, Reese. I'm really looking forward to playing at Newport. Hi, Mark. I've read something about Real Madrid wanting to sell Vinicius Jr. and United are linked for 130 million. I wish it could happen, but it's probably made up. Nah, Dylan, those days are over for United. Those days are over for United. We're not, that CEO's not about that life. Man United aren't going to be about that life anymore. Pogba's and Sancho's, they're just not going to do that anymore. Would you consider, Rob says, would you consider doing a referee training course to improve the quality of refs from the inside and stop them making so many mistakes? Well, I would, but they don't want to listen to me, Rob. They'll just say, we bedroom vlogger, we're not listening to him because they're so bloody arrogant. Sky Style says, Sky Sports commentators criticised Raya for an error even after his great save, then didn't even mention his other saves or starting the attack for a goal. Because it's an agenda, mate. We live in a world of agenda. I'm sorry, but this is another reason why they don't like me, is because I call it out, because I see it. I observe football, I observe decisions, and I call out inconsistencies. We've seen enough inconsistency and, you know, what I would describe as abhorrently incompetent decisions from VAR this season. And we continue to call it out, but they can't do anything about it because the evidence is there. It's the same in the way some people report in the mainstream. I saw what happened to David De Gea last year. You know, they were clipping him up, putting the camera on him all the time. He won the Golden Glove. They're doing exactly the same to David Raya. And you know why they're doing it? Because they want a British goalkeeper in goal for Arsenal. So they'll clip Raya up all the time, despite the fact he did set up a key goal yesterday with a brilliant, brilliant throw. And he made some good saves. But that's not the story. Any little negativity they can put out about David Raya to try and put Ramsdale back in goal, it's a media-led agenda by producers who are, you know, shouldn't be in the job because they are led by an agenda and you are meant to be, you know, diverse, inclusive and fair, but they're not. They're not. I don't have to be. I tried to be, but they don't. And you see it crystal clear. You're right. from day one, you know, I'm driving back, you know, I'm driving in the car, I've got TalkSport on. The amount of times David Raya comes up, it's unbelievable. And it's all because Ramsdale has got a British passport and they want him in goal. If Raya was British, they'd love it. Oh, he's got to be the best goalkeeper we've had in years. He's so modern, the way he passes out from the back. I mean, we haven't actually got an English goalkeeper that can pass out from the back, have we? I can't think of an English goalkeeper that's modern. Pickford's like the wind. You never know which way he's going to blow. Pope is an old-style goalkeeper, if we're being honest. Ramsdale is sort of 50-50. We need a goalkeeper in this country to actually learn to play the game the way Alisson plays it. A lot of people saying Trafford. Well, hopefully. Yeah, Jay, I didn't want to say it. I don't think Nick Pope's particularly good with his feet, is he? He's that's why I said old-fashioned goalkeeper. Bournemouth have started off this second half quite well. It's going to be a battle, this. Luke says, I don't know why I keep putting Nunez in my fantasy team. He's a donkey. I don't think I have any Liverpool players in my fantasy team, unless Salah's fit. Oh, keeper keeps it in. Neto. Mark, does the lawnmower actually work on balls or just the stuff above, says J. Dot. No, it's all around. Here's Jota. Bradley puts a cross in. Nunez will pick it. Curtis Jones will pick that up. Mark, do you think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League? Says it's Neo. No. Not unless you buy a striker, mate. Watched you yesterday. Very good. But although it was 5-0, I never felt really Arsenal were flowing. And Nketiah is not going to be good enough for you to win the league. Everybody knows that. And Jesus is too inconsistent as well. I just think, I said it yesterday, put Ivan Toney up front for Arsenal. At least you've got a guy who's a striker. They need somebody up front who just lives and breathes scoring goals. That's what they need. Oh, terrible ball by Curtis Jones, but good interception by McAllister. But look, I wouldn't say I was very pleased that Arsenal won, but I think it's good for the league that Arsenal won. Keep it going. But yeah, I wouldn't fancy Arsenal against Man City at the moment. I think City would have the measure of them. There's a ball here. Jota. Nunez. Goal. Well, I tell you what. Maybe when he doesn't have time to think about it, he finishes. It's Nunez. And it's 1-0 to Liverpool. And it's just a very quick movement. And I don't know whether you noticed this about Liverpool, but Bournemouth were getting more into the game. And I think Klopp has said, I want to play a higher line and I want to get people forward more. And it's a bit more risky. And it's opened the game up, and Bournemouth have looked more of a threat. But then, this is what happens when you commit more men forward. Liverpool leave more men forward here, and they end up in a situation where they've got a 4v3. Because Bournemouth have got ahead of the ball, and it's a good finish. Good finish by Darwin Nunez. QB, one of our members, says, QB says, Nunez, let's go. Assist by Jota, finish by Nunez. And whoever had him in their fancy team, there you go. He's actually scored a goal. Seeing a tweet here from Gary Neville. The refs should be doing better and under enormous pressure at the moment. It's in the club's interest to work with them to make them improve. This public posturing is unnecessary. Speak to them and email them to gain clarification in private. But they don't have to announce they've written to the PGMOL. It's not going to change the decision and it's not going to help anyone. Just adds to the pile-on. I don't know what all that's... Does anyone know what that's all about? You know what, as well? They're not fucking nurses, Gary. They're under enormous pressure. It's a bloody entertainment business, and they miss basic decisions. They're not under enormous pressure. They're not under enormous pressure at all. They're just bad at their job. You want to try being a fucking nurse, or a fireman, or a police officer? Under enormous pressure. Bloody hell. I mean, that red card... I missed the red card. Well, it wasn't even given as a red card. I missed the Kluivert challenge because I was looking down. I looked at the live chat and people were saying that's a red, that's a red, that's a red, that's a red. You did it within seconds. It's not enormous pressure. It's just common sense. Liverpool are one touching it here at the moment, and Bournemouth are getting a little bit... how many times have we seen this over the years? The Man Cities and the Liverpools... I mean, that to me looked like a foul on the edge of the box. I can't believe he's not given that either. Liverpool have upped the tempo here after a half-time drill from Klopp, which I've got my words wrong there. I mean, that sounds terrible. A half-time drill from Klopp. Half-time drilling is what I meant, which sounds even worse. What I meant is Klopp's given them instructions here, and Liverpool have come out a lot quicker. And they've got that first goal, which I think is always important. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. We are 10 subscribers away from 94,000. Carabao Cup semi-finals coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. Both very good. Chelsea 1-0 down at Stamford Bridge to Middlesbrough. Liverpool 2-1 up against Fulham at Craven Cottage. I think Fulham could do something. Oh my God, I thought that was going to be a goal. I would like Liverpool to kill this game off now, says Constantine. And Dylan says, I'd love to see you and Gary have a sit down and talk. Dylan, I don't really want to go into that area because he's too scared probably to do it. I mean, that's what Simon Jordan said. He's too scared to have a chat with Simon Jordan. So that was a foul on Jota. But I've left that in 2023. It's not something I'm really going to chase anymore. Life is life. I think it would be great content, but, you know, some people pick their arguments, don't they? Pick their opponents. Oh, good save by Neto. I think that was Bradley with the shot. Liverpool desperately trying to get the second goal here. We've seen late equalisers already today. This is not over for Bournemouth, but it will be if Liverpool get a second, and they're definitely pushing for it. Harvey Elliott now. Interesting cross, headed away. That was a foul on Jota, yeah, it should have been given. But I think, you know what? I think sometimes officials are led by the crowd, aren't they? People say it was a penalty on Jota. They're in the box again with Jota. Thoughts on Dan James having a great season for Leeds, says William. Didn't know he was, but I do now. I didn't think it was in the box. I just thought it was a free kick. Well, double substitution here for Bournemouth. It's only 1-0. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. He's on about it again, Gary. Can somebody explain this to me? I'm on Twitter, so I'm just having a quick look. Clubs writing to the PGMOL is embarrassing. Liverpool and Arsenal started it and set the precedent of this nonsense. Look, I don't know what he's. I don't know what he is. I mean, he's the Prime Minister of football. That's what he thinks he is. But I don't know what he's talking about. Like, what are they supposed to do then, Gary? I mean, I'm intrigued by this. If a club's not happy with the VAR and they feel it's an injustice, what are they meant to do? Just go, oh well, it's a funny old game. Like, what are they meant to do? Fax it. Turn up on Monday morning outside. Like, of course they're going to send an email. I don't get what the problem is. There seems to be a lot of pundits who are very pro the PGMOL. And I don't know whether that's coming from their employers or relationships they've got with Howard Webb, etc. I'm not saying Gary Neville and Howard Webb are going to the cinema together. I mean, like, you know, they might have a relationship of friendship or something like that. But it just seems to me odd. We've got a crisis in football with regards to inconsistency and bad decision making. And it needs to be challenged. Otherwise, we'll go into another season like it. The assist for that goal, I think it was Jota, Joel. I think Jota got the goal, the assist there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'll double check it for you, mate, but I'm pretty sure it was. Jota, yeah. Jota with the assist. Trippier to Bayern. Here's Jota again. Liverpool, Chelsea, Watchalong, says Jack. When's that? When are Liverpool playing Chelsea, Jack? They're playing this week, but they're not playing each other. We're doing a watch-along for that. Oh, Retro says, Forest have asked for clarification on the Brentford goal as they moved the ball from the original spot and scored. Oh, 31st, okay. Yeah, we'll be doing a watch-along for that, yeah. Oh, I just can't wait for the football to start. You know, really, from today, I feel like football's back. Tuesday, Wednesday, Carabao Cup semi-finals, FA Cup next weekend, midweek next week, Premier League, weekend after, Premier League, football, 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 football. Yes. Love it. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, if you like football. That's football, bottom right-hand corner. I just realised something. I'll guarantee you now. Yeah. Liverpool play Chelsea. Oh, no, that's all right. Man United play on the Thursday. That's okay. Another player gone down here. Yellow card. I think Fulham-Liverpool on Wednesday will be a really good game. I think Fulham have got a chance against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. I thought they played very well at Anfield, and Cordova-Reid could have really made a difference in that game. And I think that at Craven Cottage against this Liverpool, with the players they've got missing, if Fulham score first, it could be an interesting game. So I'm looking forward to that. Middlesbrough 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea struggle to score goals. Could be interesting. You never know. I fancy Chelsea to come back in that. I said that a couple of weeks ago, but makes the game a little bit more interesting that Middlesbrough got something to hold on to, doesn't it? It really does. Oh! I've got something to show you. Lovely ball into Curtis Jones. Good tackle. Some of you will have seen this. Some of you will have seen this already. But if you didn't see the video I did and it wasn't on this channel, this is going to be very exciting. But let's see what happens with Bournemouth here. Still half an hour to go. Plenty of time for Bournemouth. Liverpool are going to have to work hard. And a good block, and Alisson's there. Right, I can show you now. This is 2 bits to show you, right? So basically, I went down to Classic Football Shirts and did away days with Ellis Patton. Lovely lad. I didn't realise that when you go around the shop looking at all these classic shirts, you get given 500 quid to spend. And you get to keep the shirts. So this was one of my shirts I picked, and you can see the price tag on it, 299 quid. It's Manchester United's shirts that they wore in the Cup Winners' Cup. Look, it's even got the badge on, the Football League, 1991. We wore that in the Cup Winners' Cup final in 1991. So that is lovely. And I'd never have bought that. But my second shirt, it's a bit of a, I had 500 quid to spend, so I had 200 quid left. So there it is. There's the 200 quid. And it's a bit of an odd one for me because I'm not really a fan of this club, but I am a fan of this player, and it just jumped out at me. A bit of a clue coming up there. Badge on the shirt there. Minimalistic, black collar, Real Madrid. But look what's on the back. Look what's on the back. I love it. I can't wait for it to warm up a little bit because I'm going to be wearing this. I will actually wear it. I don't even like Real Madrid, but it's got Zidane on the back. So yeah, very, very happy with those. Big shout out to away days. I did the video quite a while ago before Christmas, but I didn't have the shirts because I left them with somebody, and they brought them up to me on Friday. In your words, Mark, what is it that makes Andorra, San Marino and Gibraltar nations? I don't know, Kenneth. They're all countries, aren't they? I don't know. Got no answer for that. Trick question, maybe. Hey, if Harvey Elliott puts the cross in, oh, terrible. What a shame. What a shame for Harvey Elliott, of course. I've been really enjoying the stream today. I hope everybody else is. Oh, and thank you. Can I just thank everybody who watched Driving with Goldbridge? It was a pleasure to bring it back last week. I really don't have any care how many views it gets, but it's tracking in on 100k, and yeah, just love it. Love doing those sort of videos. So thanks everyone who watched it. Callan says Gary Neville is paid by Sky and Sky is paid by the PGMOL. He can act like he's the PM of football all he wants, but his allegiances and bias are very clear, says Callan. I don't, you know what? It's 2024 and I really don't want to wander back into that whole Neville thing. He won't have a debate with me. That's his choice. And I just think he is what he is. And I don't agree with a lot of things he says. Because I think he wants to be the regulator of football. And I don't think he's got... I just think he's wrong about that, unfortunately. Taylor says, more TikTok lives. Driving with Goldbridge's class, says Claydon. I'm actually going to try something in the last 10 minutes of this game, if unless it's really exciting. I'm going to try and see if I can be streaming on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. So hang fire for that. That's the next step I want to try. Have you seen Asasana's game winner? Says Man United 888. No, I haven't. Jay says, JJJ actually says, VAR for refs is like a power drill tool in a monkey's hand that you've seen use a screwdriver somewhere and you want to fix your broken garage door. There we go. Dylan says, Mark, ask JJ, KSI, to set up a boxing match between you and Gary. You'll win in the first round. Mate, if he doesn't want to have a conversation with me about football in fear of, it being a good debate, he's never going to get in a ring, is he? And Have a boxing match against him, says Dylan. But I don't know. You see, this is what I mean. I don't want to go down this road. I don't dislike him. I just find some of his opinions open. Look, he's a very big personality in football. I've got a big audience. I support Man United. He's a Man United legend. I'm very passionate about football. He's very passionate about football. You see his comments. People mention his comments. You pass opinion on it. That's the way I see it. The way football is right now, I'm really looking forward to the Six Nations in February. Consistent officiating, says B. Yakov. Bournemouth was to be given red card for the Diaz foul, says Queen. Well, they should have been, yeah, but they didn't. I still think Bournemouth are in this, 1-0. Oh, Nunez, he's not going to get back there. A drinking with Goldbridge series would be... I don't know how they get away with that. There's a few YouTube channels I've seen where they literally do just drink and get pissed. Sharanko says, Mark, who do you want to punch in the face in real life? If I honestly said to you nobody, I bet nobody would believe me. I'm not like that. I just don't. I don't really try not to live my life in a contemptful, revenge-driven way, for one. And two, I've seen enough violence in my life to know that it doesn't solve anything. So look, I like boxing and stuff because it's a professional sport, but punching people in the face, I mean, it's uneducated. Seb, come here. Come here a minute. In here. Someone just said they wanted him. Come in. Tell him what you can't. You're hidden behind the pitch. You have to come around the other side. Your positional sense is terrible. What was the score in the football today?
3-2.
3-2. And who got man of the match?
Me.
And what position did you play?
Defence.
Yeah. And the boy who was up front was bigger than you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And you put him in your pocket, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was easy work, wasn't it? Good lad. Why you got your pyjamas on? It's not even 6 o'clock.
I've been wearing like Lee for the whole day.
Oh, you're just chilling out now. You've got your man of the match and that's it. Chill out. He actually genuinely models himself on Harry Maguire. Like he has to wear number 5. He plays at the back. It's not. People think it's a joke. He genuinely really likes Harry Maguire. It's his favourite player. I think he's good enough to play midfield. I don't think he's a striker. He's not. He's a bit like me. He can't really. My accuracy was always terrible, but he's quite an intelligent player for 6. Positionally, he's quite good, but he loves playing centre back. He loves playing in defence, and he's a no nonsense defender as well. Like when they've got the ball, he just gets in really quickly, physical, wins the ball, puts it out for a throw in, gets back in position. When the goalkeeper's got it, give me the ball and just passes it through. The thing is, I'm not. It's not the Mbappe project. I just don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in. I see it all the time. Some parents, I'm sure you see it yourself, they're just almost living their life through their kids, trying to make them a professional footballer. And if you score a goal, I'll give you a tenner and stuff like that. And I think enjoyment's so important. This is one thing I agree with Gary Lineker on. Because I remember him saying it last year. The enjoyment of it is more important than trying to make them a professional footballer. And so, we see it. So many professional footballers are, knobheads. It's just play the game because you love the game. Don't play the game because you want to make money out of it. And if you're good enough, your talent will come through. Mark, Klopp's midfield transformation has been incredible, but if there's one position you think we need to improve, what is it? Says Callum. Well, I think all good teams start with the midfield, the engine room, the centre of the pitch. Gakpo, Gakpo into Jota. What a finish. Bloody hell. What a finish by Jota. Goal and an assist. Gakpo with an assist. Probably game over. Don't really understand how this went in. You think he's going to go across the keeper from the angle. I think he's just belted the shit out of it into the bottom corner. I'll have to have a look at this. Again, physical by Nunez. Gakpo gets there, feeds it into Jota. I think he's done. I think he's just done him on the near post. I think Neto thinks he's going to go across the goal. This is the angle. Yeah, Gakpo plays it in. Yeah, it's a great finish. He's hit the foot of the post. You're not saving that as a goalkeeper. He's put it right inside the post. Low. Yeah, I take that back. That's clinical. Clinical. That's a clinical finish by Jota. And that's probably game over. And this could be a massive 3 points for Liverpool. Yeah. Let me just catch up on some super chats. Didn't Bellingham say in an interview once that he disliked football, but he was pressured into it by his parents, says Ahmed? I don't know. Seb's out here pocketing a Haaland regen while Harry Maguire's injured. I know my number 5, says Hessen. Mark, what was your first non-English football shirt? I think it was Germany. I got a Germany green top in '94. I got booed in the co-op by this granddad. I mean, who probably, you know, I know why he booed me as well, but yeah. Would you play if you were asked to do Soccer Aid? Claydon, I'm going to play a few games this year. I've had a few emails about people asking me if I'd be interested in playing. And, you know, I thought my days of playing were over. But last year, getting back involved a little bit, especially in the latter part of the year, I think, you know, when you can't play, you can't play. And I think I've got another year in me, maybe 2. So I'm going to play a few charity games this year, definitely. I won't get asked to do Soccer Aid, but of course I would. Mike, make an office-style miniseries sitcom about the United stand. Also, podcast coming to YouTube. Yes, N. Zidane was 5, Mark. That has got a number 5 on it. Mark, Klopp's midfield transformation has been incredible. Man United, yeah, Kalen, we need to sort our midfield out. Please do more driving with Goldbridge, says Harrison. I listened to the last episode while driving myself. And thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Oh, we've had 2,000 likes. We've not had any new members, though. Just waiting for freebies. Support the channel. Come on. I want to see more badges in the chat this year. But I am going to gift some. Hopefully this is going to work. Well, it's not going to let me do it that way. I've got to come out. Well, 15 minutes. If Bournemouth get 1 back, you never know. But I think Liverpool might be home and hosed here. Buy membership for viewers. Oh, I've got 10 memberships to give away here. So you've got 5 going out. And another 5 going out. There you go. Well done. Well done if you got one. I wish I could give them out, like, there's certain people I would give them to, but it does. It's the fairest way, really. There'll be some hater who's just come in to, you know, be vengeful, and they'll be a bloody member now, but that's the way life works, isn't it? I think Liverpool second half, you've got to take your hat off. Kanate and Van Dijk just having a little bit of a chest connection there. Chest pump. But there was definitely an increase of intensity from half-time from Liverpool. I think Klopp will know that these are the sort of games you've got to win. You can't look back in anger and say, no, we drop points. Carol J's just gifted 5 memberships as well. You're a legend, Carol. And Dylan says, I love listening to Driving with Goldbridge on my break, but sometimes my boss tells me off as I'm mostly wait and public complaints to the depot, says Dylan. I'm a Liverpool fan, but love the channel. What's wrong with me? Wait, don't answer that, says Atul. And thanks for all that you do for the fans. Love you, Mark, says Shannon. And Ashan, welcome to the Members Club as well. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. You're a legend. Graham Souness has got a membership. There we go. Looks good with a memberships badge next to you, Graham. Just don't mention Pogba. And Carol's a legend as well. Yeah, look, it's good for the Premier League race that Liverpool and Arsenal have won this weekend. As a Man United fan, I'm not completely comfortable with those words, but I certainly don't want to see Man City just running away with it. And hopefully, Aston Villa can keep winning as well, because their next Premier League game is a week on Wednesday. No. When do Villa play next? I don't. Villa play Newcastle on that's a cracker. Week on Tuesday, the 30th. Aston Villa against Newcastle at 8:15. We'll definitely do a watch along for that. Liverpool Chelsea on the Wednesday. Wolves Man United on the Thursday. It's all going on now. It's all getting very exciting indeed. Joe's just gifted 5 memberships as well. You're getting a load of gifted memberships in here. The generosity is just firing in the last 10 minutes. Maybe it's Liverpool fans feeling happily. Hi, Mark. Can you say my mate Bailey doesn't know ball? Says Sam. Bailey, apparently you don't know ball. Is that true? Bailey don't know ball. Well, I'd say a little bit like Crystal Palace yesterday. They've been a little bit disappointing, Bournemouth, if I'm being completely honest. They could have been better. Could have been better today. Shine bright like a diamond. Three 0 3-0. Jota is on fire here. If you've got Jota in your fantasy Premier League team, by the way, you're an absolute arsehole. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Absolute arsehole, because they've absolutely dominated here today. Liverpool in the second half especially. And Gakpo plays it through to Nunez. 3-0. Again, I just literally was saying this a minute ago, wasn't I? It's a bit like the old Crystal Palace game yesterday where, I mean, Jota takes one slice, and again, it's just another good finish. Another good finish. they're boosting the goal difference now. At half-time, you'd be thinking, oh, maybe Bournemouth could get something out of this. But Liverpool have absolutely battered them second half. Absolutely no doubt about that. And they're now boosting their goal difference here, everybody. And if you've got Jota in your fancy Premier League team, kiss my arse, because I haven't. And actually, it was probably not a bad idea. When the nightmares come, you get blown away. Right. Jack Glancy says, look like Liverpool are getting a wish quadruple this season. Carabao Cup, Europa League look easy, and the only two competitions that are difficult is the FA Cup and the Premier League, only because of Man City. Liverpool fans are always happy, except when we aren't, says Jump. Callum, thank you very much. JJJ says, start, bench, sell, Hoyland, Ferguson, Isak. Well, I'll start Hoyland because I'm a massive fan. I'll probably... It's close. At the moment, I'd bench Isak and I'd sell Ferguson, but I'm a big fan of Ferguson as well. There's no doubt about that. Ahmed says, you deserve a one-on-one with Sir Alex. I hope one day he can explain his struggle with the Glazers. We will see. Liverpool 3-0 up here with 10 minutes to go. I'm just about to try something whilst we're live here as well. Never done this before. And I'm going to try and simultaneously stream on TikTok. It may or may not work. But I'm going to give it a go while everyone's here. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, if you are tuning in. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. And it doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Oh, it's because I clicked the wrong button. Let's try that. So, yeah, Liverpool 3-0 up against Bournemouth here. And it's been a demolition job in the second half. I don't think anybody could deny that. A comfortable victory and one that keeps them still top of the league. Bournemouth very, very disappointing in the second half. And I don't think anybody can... really deny that. I believe Liverpool can win the title. They just need to stay consistent, says Jokers. Well, if they're going to do it, then it will be the experience of Klopp, I suppose, that will enable them to do that. I mean, that's something Arteta's just not done. So, yeah, I suppose if it's going to happen through that, isn't it? Definitely. But Shane, welcome. Liverpool 3-0 up here. I'm just running a test because I'm live streaming on YouTube as well. I'm hopefully live streaming on TikTok as well. We're just trying something out a little bit new here. Apparently the live centre's not responding, so that might not be working over there, but I think we are still working on YouTube. But domination from Liverpool in the second half. Evening, you beautiful man, says Leo. Thank you. I've emailed you a North American expansion proposal, Mark, says Lee. And yeah, I think it will come down to it's going to come down to the consistency of Jurgen Klopp, whether they can win the league. I was thinking about this yesterday. Arteta's never won a league. He doesn't know what it's all about. Jota on the attack here has been fantastic today. Easily man of the match. But Jurgen Klopp's won it before. And whilst a lot of these players haven't won it before, Jurgen Klopp's won it before. and he will know what it takes to do it. And he will know at half-time that this game's heading the way Luton was, where, you know, they've had the chances, they've not taken them, and they end up with 1 point. They're the league leaders at the moment, and he knows that when you've got Man City chasing you down, you've got to push it. I mean, they're going to have to go to Arsenal with pretty much this team, and that's going to be difficult for Liverpool. I just read that a lad in Brazil swam, partied for 4 days, unaware he'd been shot in the head, and only went to hospital complaining of an arm spasm, says Kenneth. What are your thoughts on PFA Player of the Year? Had a bet on Rodri today, and I'm counting my winnings already, says Joe Oakham. Interesting. Interesting. So we've got 5 minutes to go here. I'm just trialing out something on TikTok here, but my live center is not working. So I'm just going to have to quickly check and see if... Oh, got it here. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you, everybody. On TikTok, I've got me live chat there as well. Bring back career mode, says TTV. Thanks. Thanks very much. Right, I've got 2 live chats going on the go here now. I just read that a lad in Brazil swam... Oh, I've done that one. Done that one. Reese says, what's your opinion on Onana? 3-0 to Bournemouth, by the way. I'm joking. 3-0 to Liverpool. That was a TikTok joke because you haven't got the score on the screen. We've got the score on the screen on That's Football. Domination from Liverpool second half, as I was saying. 4 minutes to go here. And thanks everyone who's tuning in. Here's a good question. Here's a good question. We're going to do this as a poll on YouTube as well, but it's from TikTok. Come on, you Blues says, who do you think is better, Van Dijk or John Terry, both in their prime? Here we go. We love a poll. We love a poll. So it's an either or. Terry or Van Dijk. Now, this is dangerous to do on a Liverpool watch-along. It is dangerous to do. But I will give you my opinion. I saw Tom Huddleston today on TalkSport say that Rio Ferdinand's the best defender the Premier League's ever had. I completely disagree. Nemanja Vidic is the best centre-back we've had at Manchester United, in my opinion, and Rio played for Man United. I think Rio was a modern centre-back and was probably 10 years ahead of his time, but I want a centre-back that's dominant in the air, a leader, physical, and therefore I go Vidic. I'd actually go John Terry second, and then I'd leave it between Rio, Company, and Van Dijk for the third spot. So I judge people on the pitch. I know plenty of footballers off the pitch who are complete knobheads, but they're legends on the pitch. So, you know, whatever people think about John Terry off the pitch, on the pitch, I have got a massive amount of respect for him. But look, Van Dijk's got 70% of the vote here, but a lot of you won't have even seen John Terry play. It makes me laugh when I see some hipster on TikTok telling me who the best Premier League midfielders are and ranking them, and they're mentioning people like Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira, and I'm looking at their face and I'm saying, you've only been shaving for a couple of years. You can't be any older than 21. Vieira was in his prime 25 years ago. You've never seen him play, mate. You're up your mum's chuff. So, look, I think that it's hard to not be recency bias, isn't it? Because no one will have really seen John Terry play, but everybody sees Van Dijk play. And also, it's like Peter Schmeichel, comparing Peter Schmeichel to Alisson. Peter Schmeichel didn't play the game like Alisson because we didn't play the game then. But I'd say Schmeichel was better of his time. What about Tony Adams, says Spudman. Finno says Van Dijk's not even the top 10 in the Premier League. And Elamy says, is Liverpool winning the league? Well, they're going to concede here. No, they're not. He's bloody missed it. Brooks. He doesn't cook, does Brook, because he's through one-on-one. He's gone to dink it over Alisson. It looked good, and then it span away. Did the wind take it? Did the wind take that? Gone with the Wind. Never watched it. Apparently it's a classic. Too long. That's what she said. Are Liverpool going to win the league? I still think Man City. Still think Man City are going to win the league. Yeah, logically, I think Liverpool are going to win the league. Logically, I think Man City are going to win the league. But as I said, Arsenal winning yesterday is a good thing. Liverpool winning today is a good thing. Bournemouth Villa keep winning. As many teams that can compete for that title, really. Dougie says, Gone with the Wind was boring. You heard it here there first. I'm on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight, by the way, if anyone wants to tune in. We're going to be talking about the new director of football, the new CEO, what that means for Ten Hag, what's next for United, etc. That's United Stand 8 o'clock on YouTube. And Will's in the chat. I'm just thinking if he's there for a smug reason. On Goldbridge Saves Football, did he have Jota? Don't. Don't do that to me. No, please, God, no. No. Please, no. If he had Jota on Goldbridge, I'm quitting. He fucking did. I knew it. He bloody knew it. He did. He bloody did. How many goals has Jota scored? 2. Fuck a duck. Well, he had Nunez as well. That was a mistake. Oh, God. That's very frustrating. Did Soucek score for West Ham? No. So, he's got... How many goals has he got for Jota? Bloody 2. Bloody 2. He's got 2 points for Jota. I can't speak. He's got 2 points for Jota. Neto plays tomorrow. Saka didn't score. Nunez hasn't scored. Oh, Nunez just fucking scored. Fuck off. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So he's got 3 points from one bloody game. He's got 2 goals for Jota and 1 for Nunez. And he's got Alisson in goal. That's a clean sheet. 4. I can't speak. 4 points from one game. What have I got? 1 from Raya. 2 from Martinelli. And 1 from Tony. I've got 4. He's levelled up. Kiss my arse. Ain't it bloody fair, eh? Darwin Nunez has just made it 4-0. Oh, he's got... No, Nunez has got 2. Nunez has got 2. Oh, come on. He's got 5 points from one game. Alisson clean sheet and then 4 points from Jota and Nunez. The scammy, jammy, Birmingham supporting prat. I hate losing. I hate bloody losing. Will the GOAT, says Flavio. Well, I tell you what, as long as I can't see him in the chat, that's got me. Yeah. I don't know. No, this is not fantasy. This is you've got to be on the podcast. Goldbridge Saves Football on Spotify and iTunes, etc. Me and my co-host Will Brazier. We've got an ongoing game which is called Goldbridge, and every Friday we get to pick 5 players that we think are going to score at the weekend. You get a point for every goal they score. You get a point for a clean sheet for your goalkeeper, and then you pick 1 defender. If they score, you get 3. I nearly picked Gabriel this week, and then I changed my mind for Van Dijk. So, but we've been doing it also. You can play against us each week, but we do this. We add the scores up throughout the season. You won't believe what the oh, he's bloody missed. God, it could have been Reyes, could have been Alisson's clean sheet gone there. How have Bournemouth not scored in this last few minutes? He's that Pratt who plays up front for Wales, isn't he? What's his name? Anyway, yeah, the forfeit for who loses Goldbridge is going to be viral, especially if I miss it, especially if I lose. I can't give away what it's going to be, but it's very embarrassing, and a lot of people will see it. Kiefer Moore, yeah. Matthew McCartney, welcome to Members Club on YouTube. And Jinx Bridge for Nunes, well in will, says Callan. Jordan says 4-0 without Salah. I'm very, very happy. Look, Liverpool have scored 4 second-half goals. Let's be fair here. 4 second-half goals. First half, it was a bit slow. Second half, they've blown them away. Pardon the pun, because it is windy in the UK. YouTube won't let me post my whole super chat about Madrid's game today. Censorship for Madrid is crazy, says Eric. And Styles says Liverpool are a second-half team. I need to watch this West Ham game. Apparently that was really dodgy. Really, really dodgy. 8 minutes added on here. I'm on, yeah, I think I've told you I'm on United Stand at 8 o'clock, aren't I? Thank you, everybody. Well. One positive, as one defeat hits me in the face, another victory congratulates me. I did predict in win, lose or draw with Ben Foster, which is another competition I'm in. I could win a treble. I'm 3 ahead of Ben. We predict the results for the weekend. I said Liverpool would win. He said a draw. So there we go. You wouldn't believe what he predicted for the West Ham game. I predicted a West Ham away win. He predicted a draw, and VAR delivered. But at least I've got this one right. Should it have been a red card for Bournemouth, says Vedder? Yes. 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 It definitely should. Asif's just gifted a #1 gifter badge on TikTok. Thank you very much. A lot of people asking me to look at the Madrid game. Well, I will do. I'll be talking about that on... I'll tell you what, I'll do that as a little bit of homework for Goldbridge Saves Football podcast, because Will lives up the arse of Bellingham, who plays for Madrid. So any chance I've got to do something about that, I will do. But there we go. Right, I am going to do a match reaction for this. I'll upload it to YouTube. And, of course, I'm going to be on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. But Liverpool have won 4-0 here. 69% of you went for Van Dijk over John Terry. Of course, there's going to be a bit of recency bias on that. You'd expect that, of course. But Eric says it was a disgrace, Mark, the Madrid game. Well, I'll have to have a check on that and on the West Ham one. Our next watch-along is Tuesday night. Chelsea at home to Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup. So make sure you join us for that. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in on YouTube. And thanks, everyone, on TikTok as well. We've tried that out. Worked quite well as well. So thank you, everyone. Make sure you give us a follow. As I said, I'll be on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight as well. Take care, everyone. Speak to you in a bit.